The violence throughout Dublin, August and September, was pretty severe. A lot of people injured. 2 men died as a result, it is presumed, of blows from police batons, although there was no direct evidence of that. The government set up an inquiry. Augustin Birrell, who was the Chief Secretary, did try to get a High Court judge or a senior judge either from Ireland or Britain to conduct the inquiry, but no judge was willing to do it. So he ended up getting 2 civil servants from Dublin Castle to do it. By definition, men in that position obviously would come at the situation from the point of view of the establishment. I don't think anybody could seriously expect that it would be a dispassionate assessment of what had happened. There was talk in the House of Commons about appointing a gentleman to represent the working classes, but this never actually happened. So the result was pretty well as one would expect, pretty well as one would have today, when the establishment sets out to investigate its own police agents. They rarely find anything wrong. When situations like this come about, the other witnesses are usually either the people who are fighting with the police, who can't be very reliable, or else they're other police officers. And it is astonishing in these situations to discover how many police officers are blind and deaf and amnesiac. They see nothing, they heard nothing, they remember nothing. But there were no consequences for the men on the ground. Some of the senior officers in time were moved, and there was a bit of a clean out there, but really, as was done in those days, as is done still, this is done in a manner which is generally painless and which avoids any embarrassing apportionment of blame. Well, the RSC men, when the disturbances were over, went back to the countryside. The DMP men obviously had to continue their policing duties. It didn't help relations, but it wasn't fatal to relations either. The Metropolitan Police, the ordinary uniformed policemen, generally got on reasonably well with the people that they were policing. It was a very rough society. Violence was not unknown, and while it certainly was mythologized later as marking the demise of the DMP and was represented as creating a huge rift between the DMP and the working people of Dublin, I'm not sure that actually happened. There's very little evidence of that. I think that's more an invention of novelists and if you like, a certain view of history which was taken subsequently. When, for example, when the DMP was disbanded in 1925, not really disbanded, but was absorbed into the Garda Síochána, all the arguments which were advanced for integrating the Dublin Metropolitan Police with the Garda Síochána, nowhere in those arguments will you find any mention of bad relations between the DMP and the people, or any legacy from 1913. The reasons for amalgamating them were cost, economy, and operating efficiency.